Hey, you guys, let's go ahead and do a reading for the new moon in Scorpio that we have coming up tomorrow. So, I want to see what this new moon in Scorpio is going to represent. I know that you're going to have to work through a lot of your fears, okay? So, having the new moon in Scorpio, it's going to change our life on a dime. So, Scorpio is about death and rebirth. It's about transformation. So, anything that is leaving your life at this time, or if you're feeling rejected, don't. Okay, just trust that the universe does have something else in store for you. You just haven't seen what it is yet. And being that this new moon in Scorpio is also going to square Pluto in Aquarius, it means like you're about ready to go through like a major shift in your life. So listen, whatever needs to leave your life at this time, let it. If you get fired from a job, say thank you for teaching me these lessons. If it's a relationship that is ending, let it. It's because something new is about to begin in your life, and it can't if there's something else already taking its place. It's like, if your hands are full, you can't accept or receive anything more. So keep that in mind. We got the Nine of Cups. Okay. So this is about wishes being fulfilled. Even if it feels chaotic and a little scary, this is actually a really good time of manifestation. Also, another thing too is don't get so distracted on this whole Epstein bullshit because it's all an illusion. Okay. It's to get you distracted so that you're focused over here so that you're not seeing what's going on over here. Okay. So everybody's minds is on this whole Epstein files bullshit. Just remember that Mercury is a trickster when it's in retrograde and it's in Scorpio. Therefore, it's not going to tell you all the secrets, okay? It's going to be a redacted version to make one side or the other look better or worse than the other. So keep that in mind, okay? So my suggestion is don't get distracted on all of that and not be on the path where you're supposed to be right now, okay? And always remember that whenever this kind of shit comes up, it's because they're distracting you from laws they're passing or something that they're doing or and being sneaky about. So you guys should know that by now. So what else do we have here, Spirit? We've got the death and rebirth card. There's that Scorpio energy. So this is what's crossing you is the death and rebirth. It's the number 13. So it's asking you again, what's crossing you. It can either be helping or hindering you is maybe you're not seeing something that needs to be let go of. Okay. Because it's really not for your best interest. Because again, the universe knows what your wishes are. They know what it is that you want, and they're trying to align you with your destiny. So, whatever that means for you. So, the crossing card says, like, you got to let something die. And for some of you, it is a relationship. You're sick and tired of this Knight of Cups coming in and, pretending that they're going to be something that they're not. So keep that in mind for some of you. What's in the recent past, Spirit? What's going on in the recent past for this new moon in Scorpio? New moon in Scorpio, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? That's way too many cards. I'm going to put them back if they come out than they were meant to be. All right, Spirit, show me the recent past for this new moon in Scorpio. What is it that we're needing to let go of for the new moon in Scorpio? Again, all right, we need to let go of the Hierophant and the Hermit. Okay, you need to let go of some prior commitments. For some of you, this is about you learning your lessons, and it's time for you to let go of a certain job. Okay, it could be a corporate job at that. For others of you, it's like you need to allow yourself to go through the changes right now. Phoenix, here, buddy. These balls stuck underneath there, and I'm not going to get up and go get it. So it's like you need to release some prior commitments, okay? Things that have been keeping you stuck. He's not going to stop on that other ball. I might have to get up and get it for him. But whoa, okay, that's way too many cards. I'm going to take the one that did land upright and not the one that lands on the floor. So actually, now that I look at it, I probably do need to say all of this. For some of you, you are walking away from a job. For others of you, you're done putting work into a certain situation that has not even bared any fruit. For others of you, you need to let go of heartache. You need to, again, walk away from all of these different things. Because for those of you who have been through these situations, yeah, you went through a harsh time. Yes, you've been through breakups. Yes, some of you guys got fired. All of that, it had to do with your work. It's like, but maybe it was a distraction and it was keeping you from what you actually need to be working on and what is coming in for you. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and take all those cards. I normally don't do that, but something told me to look at them. Okay. And then we got the lovers. That's where we're headed. This is about head and heart decisions and choices. For some of you, this is like the universe knows what you want. It knows what you've asked for. It's trying to bring it to you, but it can't bring it to you until you let go and stop putting work into things that just it doesn't even align with you. It's like maybe you're not even emotionally invested in it. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it because it's what you're used to. So if you've really learned the lessons and you've looked at the situation, you're not going to want to do that anymore because you're going to go after what you do love. A job that you love, a career that you love, a relationship that is going to love you, and something that is divinely aspected for you, and it's not just something you're doing for the sake of fucking doing it. What else do we have here, Spirit? We got the Ace of Pentacles, but it's landed on its side. So it's like, okay, aces are all about free will. Will you accept the new offer, or are you going to continue to put work in on something? Oh, but I love them. They're my soulmate. Do you love them? Or I stay in this job because I love my coworkers and blah, blah, blah. But what's on your mind is like, I need to sever from this situation because that's what the Three of Swords represents. It's severance and walking away. And then maybe for some of you, starting your own business or something. So there's this Ace of Pentacles that it's on its side. It's like, okay, free will. Do you want to plant new seeds of intentions or not? You know, which is it? You have the opportunity to turn this in the upright and do something completely different. So I'm going to keep it on its side because again, you need to go off and do something that you're going to love. Yeah, we got the star here. So again, Nine of Cups and the star. This is all about hopes, wishes, dreams coming true. The universe is like, okay, we're trying to align the stars for you to have everything you've ever wished for, everything you've ever hoped for. But we can't do that if you're still holding on to past pain and past hurts and past bullshit and past people that need to be left right there in the past. Okay. You can't, create new things with an old mindset. Mwah. Okay. It's all you, boo. I think he really just wants to be in the readings. All right. Yeah. So again, in the hopes and fears, look at this, you guys. We have the Ace of Wands and the Devil. So it's almost like, you guys are tempted to stay in a situation. For some of you, you guys are tempted to stay in a situation romantically because what is good. But that's all it is a temptation, and you guys are not looking at love, you're looking at lust. And that's what's going on in the hopes and fears. Am I just lusting after this situation, or is this somebody that I can really see in my future? So what's the possible outcome of this reading for the full moon or new moon in Scorpio? Oh my God, look at this. I love this. We got the 10 of Pentacles and the Fool. If you can release whatever this temptation is to stay where you are or stay in a relationship that no longer serves a purpose, and I don't care what kind of fucking relationship that is, it's going to be different for everyone, then you guys are headed towards the 10 of Pentacles, something that's stable, something that is like going to take you to levels that you could have ever never even dreamed of. But you got to be willing, to take that leap of faith. That's what the Fool is all about, is taking a leap of faith and knowing she's in this like quantum presence, right? And it's funny because I'm seeing that here, and then I'm also seeing the grid here. So it's like, and that's the tree of life too. Think about that. That's the tree of life. So it's like, it can take you into something that's going to be long lasting. And then we have this Queen of Swords. We had her yesterday in the reading, and the Queen of Swords is all about like, I see the red flags. Okay. She's looking at the red flags because she's looking out at the heartache, the pain. She's looking at like what she needs to walk away from and stop putting work into. and she's thinking about, okay, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's already been hurt in the past. So she's known as the Ice Queen in some aspects. I'm not seeing that as or where she is right now. I think that she's just more analytical. She's really thinking about the future. She's trying to be logical. She's seeing things for what they are, not some bullshit illusion of what somebody else is trying to spin with the devil and the Ace of Wands. And if she's not, then she needs to get into contact with somebody who can give her that advice, that can help move her along in the energy, especially if she's wanting to manifest something that is long-term outcome, and somebody who's willing to, be like the Fool and jump in head first and like, let's do this damn thing, you know. But again, you got to let something die before something new can come in. And the Queen of Swords, she's somebody who has learned her lesson. She's sitting right above the Hierophant and the Hermit, so she's really had a lot of time. Look at this. They're all three sitting here. She's really had a long time to really look at her situation. She's gone within. She recognizes things for what they are. She's learned the lessons. She's no longer blaming anybody for her unfortunate circumstances. Yes, it was painful for her to have to use that sword, cut people, places, things, relationships, whatever out of her life that were just, yeah, again, you got to release negativity. If you're working at a job where you're not feeling heard, and you're in a relationship where they emotionally abandoned you, or, they don't hear you when you're talking, like, why are you going to continue to put work in? That's just silliness. So you can't use the whole excuse because what is good, and well, maybe I won't find anybody else. Again, that's the temptation. That's the devil over here tempting you to stay in something that is just really, I mean, just because they're sexy, just because they're cute, they look good with their shirt off, but that's not going to solidify anything. And again, this is what's in the hopes and fears. I'm hoping that this isn't like something that is trying to take me off my beaten path, but you need to look at things logically. She has the red flag right there. She sees the red flags. Don't look past them. Don't ignore them. And it's kind of like a repeat of what I saw yesterday, except for yesterday's was about somebody sending out a message. That's not what I'm seeing here. I feel like this is more of a lone journey. It's more of a, like, I need to look at my long term. I want to invest only in the things that are going to give me a return on my investment, something that I can do long term. I can see myself jumping into all of that because that's what I've been wishing for. That's what I've been praying for. Look at her. She's on her knees. I want true love and romance. I want the white picket fence and the kids and the generations, and to build my legacy, something that's going to take off, like the Fool. The Fool is just like, I'm ready for this. But again, we have this, Ace of Pentacles sitting in the reverse. And between the Ace of Pentacles and the position of where the Ace of Wands in, the Ace of Wands is almost in this area. Well, it is in an area of temptation. And if you're not careful, this is what you get. But if you can turn this upright and say, I want to plant this seed, I'm going to water it, I'm going to nurture it, I'm going to watch it grow, you're going to go from the Ace of Pentacles straight to the Ten of Pentacles. But you're going to have to overlook this devil. It's like, when people want to, like, they find somebody that they really like, right? That they might want to commit to. And then all of a sudden the universe sends in this, little teeny bopper, and like, oh my God. And they're a distraction, and it's like, wait a minute, hold on. I was manifesting and now there's this. Am I supposed to take that? So it confuses you. It gets you off the beaten path, just to see, like, are you really going to accept this? Or are you looking at something that is very much long term? And sorry, guys. And are you going to go after that? It's the same thing when you're offered like a job. Pay attention to what is being offered, because it might not necessarily mean it's actually beneficial for you. It's always beneficial for the other person. That's why they want you. So they'll pay you pennies on the dollar, pennies on the dollar, and they're non-committal. But you need to make sure that it's a job that you're going to love. It's something you really want to do. So if I'm going to be distracted and spend my time, my energies, my effort, then I better get a fucking return on my investment in the process. But be careful of what this person is offering, because they might not be offering what it is that you were wishing for all along. It might just be like, it looks good on the surface, but is it really going to be help you later on? Maybe learn the things you need to learn about this place. Again, remember that whatever choices you make right now, because again, we do have the choices with the lovers card here, whatever you choices you make, remember, unless somebody's got you, and I always see this with the devil card in the original Rider-Waite Tarot, unless somebody's got you bound and gagged in the basement, you're never stuck. So even if you feel like, oh shoot, I accepted this offer, I really don't, like, now that I'm seeing it clearly, I really don't want it. Queen of Swords doesn't even think about it. She just cuts it out of her life and on to the next lesson. She doesn't overthink it. She doesn't overanalyze it. She sees it for what it is. Yeah, it might suck that she has to start over, but she's willing to do that because she wants to get to that 10 of Pentacles, and she doesn't want to waste her energy on some distraction that's going to take her from what she really wants to do and what she really loves, and which is her ultimate wish fulfillment. Being that you have the Nine of Cups, the Lovers, and the Star, like, for those of you who are looking for a love relationship and committing to someone and settling down with that 10 of Pentacles, then you might have to kiss a few frogs to get where you are, but do not let the temptation of intimacy blind you from actually seeing those red flags. So this can go in a multitude of different ways, but make sure that whatever it is that you're investing, your time, your energies, your effort, those are all currency. So make sure that this individual is ready to give back, and they're not just giving to someone else. And maybe that's why they can't give fully that seed. They can't plant a seed with you. And that's because they still have things that are rooted in from other situations. So whatever that means for you, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this reading because I need to hear it. So, I think that when I look at the Knight of Cups here standing at your feet, it's like maybe somebody came in and offered you something. But when I look at the unicorn, unicorns are an illusion. So you may have gotten some type of a message, that sounds good on the surface, but again, is it, is it, because I feel like this person might make you work too hard to get pennies on the dollar. And another thing that I'm seeing is making sure that when you reach out to someone, you also have something to offer. See, this unicorn is non-committal, and he's just sitting there with the letter sitting right there on the table. So they're sending out this letter, but it's almost like they have nothing to offer you back. And I feel like that's not an exchange of energy. And I feel like what I said yesterday still rings true. So if you didn't watch that message from yesterday, I suggest you go back and you do, because this Queen of Swords is going to see right through the bullshit, and she's going to call you out, and she's being truthful. She's not being mean. She's able to say, hey, listen, like, I see what you're trying to offer, but you've offered nothing in exchange. And I'm not doing that. Like, my work means something. I value my work. And when you're offering me like half a penny, it's almost like I've had people reach out to me and they want everything for fucking free, right? They just want to fill me full of their shit, dump on me, and then ask me for, a free reading. And I'm like, you've never even liked my stuff. You don't interact with my shit. Like, I give out free content, free content, free content, and you can't even like come in and like it and give me some type of an interaction so I can get paid the penny that I'm going to get for you liking it, watching it to the fucking end. And then you come in, you've never even acknowledged me, and then you want something of value from me. Like, no, you're not offering anything in exchange. It's not that it's always about currency, but just a like, a share, a comment, an interaction showing that you got the message, you listened to the message. It took you no time to watch the whole fucking thing, sitting here for 19 goddamn minutes, but you couldn't even give me a like. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that, because it can be people at a distance, maybe people that you used to love, but you know, so keep that in mind. And maybe you guys go way back, but that doesn't mean you owe anybody anything, especially when they're not even here to support you. Sorry, guys, the rain is really coming down. So if it sounds like I'm yelling at you, I'm not. I'm just trying to beat out the sound of the rain. And I got new microphones. I just don't know how to work them. I'm sure when Mercury goes direct, I'll figure it out. So anyway, with that said, you guys, like this video, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, thefootstepstopeace.com. I'm also doing my buy one, gift one, half off annual holiday sale, like I do every time around the holidays. Best time to get in for a reading. Keep both of them for yourself or gift one to someone else. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and we will chat again soon. Happy new moon in Scorpio. Set your intentions, do your new moon intentions, and watch how this next 6 months to a year pans out. Anyway, good luck. Take care.